was led so well by our student minister, Elder John, and also Elder Kamau, as we have been told over and over again that tithing is part of us Christians. Some say it is in the law that tithing appeared. But let us look at the first war that appeared in the Bible. And that was between the 5 kings against the 4 kings. King Amraphel, the king of Shinar, King Arioch, the king of Elasa, King Kedorama, the king of Aram, and King Tidal, the king of Goyim. Those were 4 kings. And there were other 5 kings on the other side. King Bera of Sodom, and remember Sodom, it is where Lot chose to live and to reside with his cattle and all his belonging after the separation between Abraham and Lot. So Bera was the king to Lot's relative. Then Bisha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, Shemeba, king of Zeboim, and Zoar, king of Bera. All these kings were 12 years under King Kedorama. But on the 13th year, they asked themselves, why are we being ruled? Yet we are all equal, we are all kings. And they decided that they are going to form alliances. And recently we have seen alliances being formed in this country, where we are seeing Azimio and Kenya Kwanza forming alliances. Mostly alliances are not formed for the benefit of the people. It is formed from the benefit of the leaders themselves. Somebody said that for the sake of the nation, we have decided to form an alliance between Kenya Kwanza and Azimio. And I was asking myself, is Kenya at war? Kenya is not at war. We are not fighting. So what was Azimio and Kenya Kwanza being united for? It is for their own benefit. So these kings got united, the 4 against 5, so that they can fight for their own benefit. During the fight, the 4 kings defeated the 5 kings. The 4 kings, that is Amraphel, Arioch, Kedorama, and Tidal, defeated the 5 kings. Because Kedorama was a very strong king, and he had the military power. So Abraham, his relative Lot, was taken hostage by these kings. And they not only took Lot, but also his wife, children, household, and all the people from Sodom and other cities. So Abraham decided, because he was a good man, he decided to look for men who would pursue those who had taken Lot and also his people. He was not going to fight for his own benefit, but for the benefit of Lot. And so he took 318 men. Remember, the kings who were fighting the 5, obviously they had several armies. But Abraham had only prepared 318 men so that they can pursue his nephew. By God's grace, Abraham was able to recover all those. Lot, his wife, his children, and even the wealth that was taken. So Abraham, again, when he was coming from war, he is met by 2 kings. Instead of 5 celebrating, only 2 kings are celebrating that, yes, we have gotten success. Our people have been brought back. And only the king of Bera and the king of Sodom were able to, the king of Sodom and the king of Salem were able to come and welcome Abraham. Bera, remember, was the king for Sodom. Melchizedek, who is not among the five, was the king of Salem. So now let us look at these two kings, their meaning, their name, if translated to English. Bera means gift. It's a gift. But Melchizedek means king of righteousness. And we have seen it in the book of Hebrew. But again, if you look at the two cities where they lead or where they rule, Bera and Melchizedek, Bera is ruling in Sodom. Sodom means burning. Sodom means burning. But Salem, the city where the king Melchizedek is leading, Salem means a place of peace. So I was looking at these two kings and where they lead or where they rule, and what they are thinking, their mind, their perception is. Bera, after Abraham won the battle and received or retrieved all that was taken, Bera offered Abraham. Remember, this time Abraham did not have a son, so he was still called Abram. But for our case, we know eventually he will be called Abraham. Abram was offered by Bera, the king of Sodom, all the goods. Aliambiwa, chukua kila kitu, everything that you have gotten from that place, but please give me back my people. But Melchizedek, who was the king of Salem, whom was not part of the five, this king, Melchizedek, offered bread and wine. Bread and wine to Abraham. So let us now get back to the interpretations. If Bera is giving you a gift, what eventually will happen in the near future to the country he is leading, Sodom? The gift will eventually be burnt. Are we getting the concept? The gift will eventually be burnt. But look at Melchizedek. Melchizedek is giving bread and wine. And Melchizedek is introduced to us as the priest of the Most High God. Again, in the book of Hebrew, it explains this Melchizedek as a fatherless, motherless, and a clanless king. So, who in the New Testament can we liken Melchizedek with? We can only liken Melchizedek to Jesus Christ, who gave out his body as bread and his blood as wine. So when we are talking of Melchizedek, this high priest, then we see a person who is offering to bring righteousness so that we may have peace, a city of peace, Salem. So the bread and wine is in preparation of the eternal peace that we are all looking forward to. What did Abram do? After receiving bread and also receiving the wine and being blessed, Abraham gave a tenth of all that he had captured. You know, sometimes when we have just come from the greatest danger, we are very quick to offer a thanksgiving gift to God. For example, you are healed, your children are through with their masters or with their PhD, and you are now a mother to a doctor, even if you never went to school. You are very excited and you give an offering. But Abraham decided, I'm going to do what I think, what I feel, what I'm convinced it is the rightful thing. And he gave a 10% of all he had gotten. So Abraham refused the spoil, to take the spoil, to show symbolically that Christ demands that whatever we have, because they all belong to him, we give part of it.